Today we're going to have a look at those real estate stats for Aurora. Like my other videos, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the most current month, April 2021 that we have. We're going to compare that with what happened a year ago in April 20, and then we're going to have a look for a little contrast what happened in March 2021. So if we look at Aurora a year ago, 40 total home sales, and that's across all home types. So that is condos, semis, towns, links, detached, everything. I know that's a little bit of a contrast from what we're seeing the numbers now, but bear in mind we were in the beginning of that COVID market. So, a lot of sellers pulling their home off the market, a lot of sellers not putting their home on the market, and of course buyers not wanting to necessarily go look at homes. So it was a bit of a soft spot in that year for sure. Now I've broken March and April's numbers out a little bit differently. So I've given you the number of sales like I have here, but what I'm doing is I'm also including the new listings that have come on the market that month, as well as the active listings. And the active listings are essentially what didn't sell, the listings that are hanging around, and they carry over into the next month. So if we look at March, new listings that came on the market were 315. The number of sales was 188, and the active listings that carried over into the next month were 160. If we look at April, new listings was 268. Now, I know you're probably looking going, wow, less listings in April than March. Yes, and I am seeing that across the board. I'm doing 6 of these market update videos each month, and I'm seeing that consistently in all the towns that I'm doing these for, that there was less listings that came on the market in April than March. Number of sales was 190, so actually fairly close. And then in terms of what's left remaining to carry into the next month, so 152, again, fairly close to what was hanging around the month before. Average sale price across all home types a year ago was 943,000 in Aurora. That rose to 1,296,000 in March 2021, and currently trending at 1,278,000. Sales to new listings ratio could also be referred to as the absorption rate. It tells us that out of the homes coming on the market each month, what is the percentage of them that are actually selling? So a year ago, 49.4% of the homes that came on the market in April 2020 sold. Now, if you're asking about what's a buyer's market, what's a seller's market? Typically anything under 50% would be considered a buyer's market. Between 50 and 60 would be considered a balanced market, which there is enough supply to meet the demand. And when we start getting over 60, we are entering into a seller's market. So March 2021, March 2021, 59.7% of the homes coming on the market that month sold, currently trending at 70.9%. So again, not shocked to see this number. Less listings came on the market. So of course that's reflecting in the absorption rate because the number of sales were still fairly consistent. Months of inventory remaining, also an amazing gauge of the market. It tells us that at the current rate of buying, if no other homes came on the market after today, how long would it take to completely deplete the inventory? So a year ago, 4 months of inventory. 0.9 months of inventory remaining in March, and currently 8.8. Again, not shocked to see the higher numbers here, well, lower number here, which means inventory is declining, and higher absorption rate because again, less listings on the market. Sales were still consistent with the month prior. Sale price to list price ratio, 96.9 a year ago, 106.8% in March, and currently trending at 104.5. Now, days on market to get a home sold, a year ago was 22, in March was 21, currently trending at 10. So what does this market mean currently for buyers and sellers out there? For sellers, still a very, very strong market. I think there's some great opportunities out there for you. I've been saying this for months in a few of my videos. I thought we were in a bit of a limited time offer, and we could be, but the market is continuing to change day by day, week by week. So I would say, whoever your realtor of choice is, certainly connect with them and chat about what your strategy might be to get your home listed and sold. For buyers out there, again, we are seeing consistency in the inventory levels rising. So there is more inventory hanging around, and so there, maybe some opportunities on some of those older listings that have been on the market for 30 days or so, that maybe they're sitting a little bit overpriced. There might be just, some opportunity there. So, certainly I wouldn't look past those. If you are thinking about making a change in 2021, feel free to reach out to me for a free copy of my Perfectly Plumb process, my guide to getting your home sold. As well, I do have some buyer and seller checklists that